They're desperate too because they missed out on Machado, and I'm sure they feel like they can't afford to miss on both Machado and Harper. It's
One would
a
think
big
that.
failure during the offseason.
And Harper's always kind of, I don't know if he's actually said it publicly, but he's inferred that he wants to, whoever he signs, he wants a chance to win a World Series.
Right.
That's why I never really bought into the Padres. I never really bought into the White Sox. So the Dodgers would make sense because they're right there. You know, they've been on the cusp. But, and Philly obviously would make sense too. I mean, they're getting better. But, man, L.A. would intrigue me. Even on a short-term deal, if they can give him $140 million over 4 years, that might be enough. But
I know you don't care, Jason, but as a Nationals fan, does all of this matter to you if he leaves? Whether he signs for $300 million or $325 or $350 or a short-term deal? Does it get you angry? Like if Bryce ends up bouncing and he gets a little bit more, I do think there are going to be some people that are just upset. Like, well,
yeah,
he could have signed for $300 million here and he's getting $310. Now, if he gets $350, that's significant.
Yeah, you can't blame him for leaving for that sort of money.
Okay, but like I said, certain fans will be like Eric, and they'll say, you can't blame him. It's capitalism. I would do the same thing. And most fans would probably do the same thing. But other fans would say, what's the difference between making $300 million and $350 million? You can't spend it all. So they will take it personally. You didn't want to play here. F you. Go make your money somewhere else.
I like how you pointed to Eric's chair.
I guess he's in the bathroom.
All right, let's go to the phones. Who's up? Let's go to Bill in Fredericksburg on line 1. Bill, you're on with the Junkies. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Yep.
Hey, what's up?
Man, as far as Harper, I don't care what he does. But I kind of hope he does go to the Phillies because I think they are going to be way overpaying him. And I just don't think he's worth it. If he'd been hitting 300 the last three or 4 years, that's one thing. But he's not worth that kind of money. And if a team wants to misspend that much money, I hope it is a rival of the Nationals. Because one thing, we'll get to boo him when he comes in. And the other thing is, it's going to hurt the team because I don't think he's worth that money.
All right. Thank you, Bill.
He
Appreciate
has
it.
won an MVP. He does drive in a lot of runs and hit a lot of home runs.
He's basically put up historic numbers for a player his age.
Yes.
When you add him up.
He's not hitting 300 every year. You are correct, the previous caller. But he's a damn good player.
But certain people think he hasn't come up big in the big spots.
Oh, yeah. I think some people within the Nats organization think that.
Right.
Let's go to Larry, Virginia Beach. Larry, what's up, man? You're on with the Junks. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. When I was in school a number of years ago, 30 years ago, I was a waiter in a restaurant. We took care of a lot of Atlanta players, Ron Gant, Tom Glavine, whatever. And one of the guys who came in often and always asked to sit with me was John Konakak. I'm sure you remember he was like 7'2" from Florida.
Sure. Yep.
So he signed a deal for a tremendous amount of money at the time. He was averaging like 7 minutes played a game, 2 points a game, and people were giving him all kinds of crap all over the radio and TV and everything. And they came in that night, and I said, hey, sorry you have to hear all this stuff. And he said, listen, he says, what do you want me to do? They offered me a contract. It was for a lot of money. What am I going to do, say I'm not worth that?
Yep.
So it's the same thing, with Bryce Harper. People, we could stand around here and say, is he worth this much? Is he worth that much? $300 million. That's a lot of money. That's money that you and I cannot relate to. What you're worth is whatever someone will pay. Mm-hmm. That's what the reality is. And with the owners, if someone decides he's worth that much, it's worth it to him. I would love him to stay with the Nationals. I like star players to stay with their teams. But if he's going to get money elsewhere and get more money or go towards his home or whatever he wants to do, that's his decision. I don't think that if they save money, if a team saves money by not paying them, are they going to reduce seat prices? Are they going to reduce ticket price? Just let the guy play his game, and it's a society, or I should say it's a way of dealing with money in a capitalistic society that if someone's worth something to somebody, that's what they're worth.
See that we just had two different calls, right?
Yeah.
And then that's what you're going to get with Nats fans. Some are going to say, screw you. What if he signs for less money and goes to the Dodgers, right? He signs for 140 where you could have 300 here.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think Nats fans are going to be bitter.
So that argument wouldn't work.
Well, not necessarily. If you say, well, they gave him $40 million a year and we were only going to give him 30.
Well, true, but I'm just talking about the total number.
Right.
He can always sign a contract after that and surpass that, which he probably would. But you never know. You could get injured and and make less money. But I think you're going to find that there's certain aspect will say, I don't care. He can go wherever he wants. I'm going to boo him. He didn't want to be here. And then there's other people
They'll be set in their ways.
that are probably more realistic and say, yeah, I'd probably do the same thing.
Right. Let's go to John in Reston. John, what's up, man? You're on with the Junks.
Morning, fellas. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up, man?
It's a show. Here's the situation, right? They had a trade in the works with the Astros back in July, and they could have gotten a ton of prospects, ton of good players in return for him. That's where Nats fans, smart Nats fans, are frustrated. I mean, yes, we don't like him going to the Phillies, obviously, because it's, division rival. But more importantly, look at what the Orioles got from Machado. They got a ton in return. We get nothing. We get some stupid compensatory pick like way late in the draft. That's not nearly enough what they could have gotten. And that's the frustrating thing. And the Lerners nixed the deal with the Astros back in July.
Yep.
And it makes zero sense at this point.
All right, so how do you feel how are you going to feel towards Bryce if he goes somewhere else?
I don't blame the man for going to get his money. Go get your money, right? But at the end of the day, I blame the ownership.